A toast, my stepdaughter said, lifting her glass, her lips curling into a cruel smirk. To the loser who signs the checks, but will never be my real dad. Laughter scattered around the table, some nervous, some genuine. I sat there, steady, watching 17 years of sacrifice dismissed in a single sentence. My hands didn't shake, my face didn't betray me. I only reached into my pocket, pulled out a small brass key with a note tied to it, and placed it on the polished mahogany table. Her grandfather saw it first. His eyes darted to the handwriting, then to me. His face drained of color. "Sarah," he whispered to her, voice trembling, "tell me you didn't." I remember the first time she called me dad. She was 7, scared of thunderstorms. She crawled into my lap and clung to me as though I were her anchor. I stayed up all night that storm, whispering promises. "You'll always be safe. I'll always be here." I kept those promises. Through scraped knees, broken hearts, school plays, and graduation speeches, where she smiled in my direction like I was the reason she could stand tall. Her mother, my wife, looked at me like I was a fool. "You're not her real father," she'd say when arguments turned sharp. "Don't forget your place." I never replied. I simply worked harder, paid more bills, sacrificed more sleep, because I believed love was stronger than blood. 17 years. 17 years believing that. The first crack came last winter, a conversation half heard as I walked past Sarah's door. Her mother's voice, sharp and conspiratorial. "He'll sign anything. He's too stupid to notice." Sarah's reply, laughter dripping with venom. "Good, let him. He thinks he's family. He's just a wallet." I stood frozen outside the door, breath caught in my throat. That night, staring at the ceiling, something inside me shifted. The storm had arrived. I began to watch, quietly, precisely. Every document she asked me to sign, I copied first. Every receipt, every email, every text. I opened accounts she didn't know existed. I spoke with lawyers, accountants, investigators. I traced money trails, uncovered hidden debts, and cataloged every betrayal with the precision of a surgeon preparing for the cut. My wife thought I was oblivious. My stepdaughter thought I was soft. They mistook silence for stupidity. It wasn't. It was strategy. The key I placed on the table wasn't random. It was to a safe deposit box. Inside, copies of forged documents Sarah had tricked me into signing, evidence of funds siphoned from accounts under my name, proof of her mother's collusion in every scheme, everything organized, notarized, and already in the hands of my lawyer. The note attached was simple. "This key is yours, in case you want to see what your granddaughter has done before the prosecutors do." When I placed it on the table, silence fell heavy as ash. Her grandfather's face turned to stone, then rage. He had funded her trust, built her college future. Now he saw the truth, that his perfect granddaughter had carved out her inheritance on the back of my supposed stupidity. Sarah's smirk faltered. "What is this?" she hissed. Her mother tried to intervene, reaching for the key. "This is nonsense. He's just trying to—" But her father, her own father, snatched it away. His hands trembled as he read the note again, and then he looked at me. For the first time in 17 years, he looked at me not as the man who married his daughter, but as the man who had quietly kept his family from collapsing. "How long have you known?" he asked. I met his eyes. "Long enough." Sarah's face twisted. "You're lying. You don't have anything." I leaned back, calm. "By tomorrow morning, you'll see. The account's frozen, the trust revoked, the charges filed. This," I tapped the key, "is the last courtesy you'll ever get from me." Her glass tipped. Wine spilled across the table. She shot up, shouting, spitting venom, but no one listened. Her mother reached for her, but even she knew the tide had turned. Her grandfather's voice cut through the chaos. "Enough. Sarah, do you have any idea what you've done?" She stammered. For the first time, her confidence cracked. "Revenge isn't about fury. It isn't about shouting or breaking things. It's about silence, precision, the quiet satisfaction of knowing that while they laughed, I was digging the ground out from under them. When the storm finally hit, they never saw it coming." I left the table without another word. Behind me, voices collided. Anger, denial, panic. The empire of lies I had tolerated for nearly 2 decades was crumbling in real time. Outside, the night air was cool against my skin. I drew a slow breath, the first in years that didn't feel heavy. 17 years I gave them. 17 years they wasted. They called me a loser. Maybe I was. But tonight, the loser walked away free, and the ones who mocked him were left choking on their own poison. I'll never forget Sarah's eyes when she realized the truth.